and then we'll take a look. A lot more shield stuff going on low health Moze than there is on splash damage Moze. So if you like to have to mess around between sections of things and you want to play with shields, like during a given Maliwan takedown run, then I recommend low health Moze. If you want to just set it and forget it, then I recommend splash damage Moze. Because I'm going to mess around with a lot of shields. Well, because, I'll explain it in a minute when I show the shields. Because there are so many different ways, so many different things to do with when you have, we'll see it in a second, when you have a huge shield, like a massive shield, there are a lot of shields and shield properties that can come into play that are really interesting. That on splash damage Moze would just get you killed, if I'm honest. I mean, they would literally just get you killed repeatedly, so it would not be fun. Nobody would enjoy it. And so
getting killed, that doesn't sound fun. I don't know why nobody would enjoy that. That's just, I don't know, Burt. You're putting pressure on people.
Yeah, so, I mean, you think about, like, anything that's going to affect the shield. If you only have a shield of 50,000, so say something that drains a shield halfway, if you're being shot at and you drain that shield halfway, you're going to be in your health bar right away, right? Mm-hmm. And again, Moze can have a pretty big health bar, but she has her healing capabilities are not as strong as other builds. So ideally you're not going to knock your own shield off, right? Preferably not. In a low health Moze situation, and I'm not talking front loader, I'm talking deathless or using your comm and skill tree to get to 1 HP. You're going to have a huge shield. As we can see here, I have 160,000 shield right now. And
that is huge.
I can play around with that shield a lot because it's ginormous. And even scarier, I'm just going to show you this while we're out of combat. It's so big when I get out of that bear because all my health gets transferred into shields. I can't even, it won't even finish filling before the 25 seconds runs out because it's trying to fill a bar that is just probably 275, maybe 300. I don't know. I've never actually gotten it to fill all the way in 25 seconds.
Right.
So, I mean, it's just ginormous, right? But I have no health. So I'm going to go right into fight for my life anytime I get through that shield. And
well, that's a 1 HP build for anybody, so that's not a surprise for anybody.
Yeah. And so I'm running a Bloodletter. And what I'm going to start out showing you, what my first combo is here, is going to be a multivitamin plus ultra, so health, extra health, and a ton of health, and then 200% health. With the Iron Bear 75/75 anointment and an Atom Balm Deathless. Because I am going to run 50/150 across the board. So initially what I'm going to do is want to enhance that radiation damage. This is all about mobbing. We want to mob as hard as we possibly can. We want stuff to be constantly irradiated and have it spread radiation to every other enemy. The more grouped up they are, the better. And that Bloodletter is going to let me very effectively heal that shield.
That makes sense.
So,
although talking about size and hard and stuff like that, I just am fighting every.
Let it start to recharging. Start going with my rebound there. That's really gonna make a mess in here. And you can see absolutely everything is super irradiated.
Yeah, it is. A lot of golden clouds or yellow clouds.
This build has absolutely no problem dealing damage. Very strong damage.
And whereas the Splash Moze build, you were concerned about like the incendiary heavies and stuff like that. Are you worried about any particular enemies with this build? Or is it just really well rounded?
No, that's Moze in general, right? Because a big percentage of her damage is incendiary from her skill tree. No matter what, if you have anything from the blue tree in there, you're getting a lot of, well, actually, there's stuff in the green tree too. A lot of your damage is coming from incendiary. And so incendiary heavies can be a problem. If you turn on, I forget what it is, the one mayhem that's like they can be infused. If you run into guys that are invulnerable because they're infused with fire, it's hard. So yeah, it's just it's Moze. It's Moze. All right. So now I'm going to switch up. So that would be my normal setup. That's my default on this. Again, we can also do the Bullet Buffet Old God, and I'll show you what that does. That's going to give us more. So it's going to give us smaller shield, right? But 40% of our incoming damage is going to get mitigated. So this would be an excellent secondary choice, right? Shield's still 130.
Sounds like it.
That's big. That Old God is going to push the incendiary damage I do, because it gives additional damage. Not that I necessarily need that, but you'll notice it is tuned to fire, so it will enhance the damage I'm outputting. The one difference here, so this is going to mitigate more incoming damage, and it's going to return it to me as ammo, which is actually pretty good because I'm red tree and not a lot into green tree. I do at times struggle with ammo on this build. It's not your typical Moze. I should say struggle with ammo. I struggle with having to reload, which...
Oh, no. Moze and you and reloading? That's got to be unnerving.
Yeah, I'm super not into that, Like, really not into it.
So on this build, I know we're talking shields and stuff like this, but because you are reloading, do you tend to take advantage of click more as far as the skill tree, or...
I can't get down there. I am not that far down. Like, because I have to go down into the red tree for Bloodletter, to make the most of the Bloodletter, I can't. I'm only about halfway down the green tree and clicks towards the bottom. So
okay, so you don't
I wish
advantage right there.
I wish, but you'll notice, I'm not having any real problems surviving here. And so if you're wanting to, like, I just like the Plus Ultra because it also makes my bear extra tanky. That 150 seems, about the sweet spot, in terms of, like, it's maybe too much, but at the same time, that makes that 75% after exiting Iron Bear even stronger, right? Because that's all health. And so it's just nuts, right? And, on that note, man, like, if I want to push extra damage, the way I've got this build set up, and I'll show you something interesting here after this section with if you have a comm with 2 into thin red line, I don't have to run a deathless. I am 1 HP with or without a deathless. So I have a whole bunch of different ways that I can increase damage output should I want to. Right? If you look, even if I take off the deathless and I put on a pearl, I'm still 1 HP. I'm just 78,000 shields. Right? So I have that option. And if I then go back to putting on that multivitamin plus ultra, Now I'm going to jump up to, I think, might be like almost 100, 90 something, 93. So just depends on how I want to play it squish, if I want to be squishy or not, right?
Right, and that's what we always refer to. If you're too squishy, it's a fight for your life build, which isn't necessarily
Right.
too much fun.
It is
Constantly
not.
crawling around.
But with the Bullet Buffet Old God and the reduction of 40% damage incoming, I'd probably be okay through most of this kind of content. I would not be okay in a slaughter. I would not be okay in a takedown. It would probably be fight for your life a lot.
Right.
So now I'm going to show you another one that I'm going to do here. So this is the Boom Blaster, multivitamin Boom Blaster. Now what I'm going to do with this one, so for those of you who don't know the Boom Blaster, this would really be focused on a heavy rocket launcher build. Right? I'm going to run multiple rocket launchers because the Boom Blaster, when it takes damage, it gives you back shield tokens and heavy weapon tokens. So
that's kind of nice.
Anytime you're taking damage, it's going to have a 60% chance to drop grenades, heavy weapon token, ammo token, and a shield token. So you basically can just kind of run forward, blast your rocket, run back, and you'll pick up more rocket ammo in like a never-ending loop. And again, I'm at about 100,000 health because this is a multivitamin. And did I put the deathless back on? Yeah. About 100,000, yeah. 100,000 shield. I'm just under it. And I'm back to running that deathless again because if I did have my pearl on, it would not have a very big shield. You can see one of those tokens just came out right there. So like if you just really want to, like if kind of your jam is like, I just want to run around with rockets all the time, like that's what I want to do.
Which can be fun.
This is a good way to do it.
Now and then. Especially running a plague bearer for
like, and you just have you do have to take a little damage. Like you watch for the tokens to come out. Okay. I know I got a token right there. Cool. Pick that up. No, I think that I must have come up against a barrel there. Because I don't see myself taking any damage, but I mean, this is like so strong, so insanely strong. Now I'm trying to get some ammo back, right? So
I had to do something, man. They were shooting at me, so I had to kill somebody.
I'm gonna let this guy shoot me a little bit. In harder content, you don't have to like let them shoot you; they will just shoot you.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
But in here, and with your distracting pet, I want. There's a token. Oh, ammo back. Another token. More ammo back.
Dang, that rocket's doing some work. Of course, it's a plague bearer, so that makes sense why it's doing work on a mob.
Well, and that other one I'm running is a back burner. And that was doing work too. So that would be if you wanted to run a lot of heavy, right? You just run the big boom blaster. Super fun. And of course she is capable of sustaining that, right? Like because that giant shield. The big boom blaster is risky on most other characters, right? I mean, you go down a lot, but on her, Super effective. Man, I gotta stop standing next to barrels. Should know better.
Usually a good choice anyway, generally speaking.
All right. So all right. So we're gonna do 2 more and then we're done. I'm gonna show you bossing. So this is the rerouter. And I'm gonna throw that on. The rerouter is actually going to allow me to drain 50% of my shield for 120% amp damage. A lot of amp damage. This is a great bossing comm. And when I do,
why is amp damage a big deal?
Well, 120% extra damage is a big deal. It's a big deal. And if I'm truly purely bossing, I might even put on my pearl, now that's going to really reduce that shield down to about 78,000, but I don't know that I care. But we'll put on the deathless just to be on the safe side. It's going to drain that. The way the rerouter reads, and this is really it really only works well with a bloodletter Moze build. When fully charged, the next shot drains 50% of the shields to deal 120% bonus amp damage, multiplier amp damage, and return it as health. Well, all health that comes into Moze goes right back into her shield. So you can see you can create a loop here, right? Like a nice little loop.
Yeah.
And the only thing you have to really avoid is taking a bunch of extra damage. As long as you're able to move around enough and you don't take a bunch of extra damage and you throw a ton of grenades to heal your shield at the same time, this is super strong. So, again, I'm going to go in there this time, back burner first. I'm like, this is just for bossing, so I don't care how much ammo I use. I'm just going to go ham on this guy with rockets. That's basically what's about to happen. Okay. Ready?
I'm ready to go. As I said, I'm just standing back here. Sometimes my pet does work for you, but you're doing most of the work.
Now we got a problem because he did hit me with some damage there, so my shield is not full. Now it's full. There's that amp damage. There's that amp damage. There's that amp damage.
Wow. To see his bar just suddenly start going down, like it kicked off an extra
There's
step.
There's that amp damage. Now I splashed myself by shooting his little wall, but whatever. Yeah. And so you can literally, if I don't hit anything, I don't get any health back, but yeah, so that's how that one works. It's very strong for bossing. Plague Bearer might have even been stronger. I mean, you take it. Here's what it's the most fun with. 2x 390 ion cannons. 2x 390 ion cannons and the rerouter are insane. I mean, literally insane on Moze. Not on Traunt, and since I knew we were going to do Traunt, Traunt's not the place to use that, but Grave Ward, 392x ion cannon with the rerouter makes Grave Ward go bye-bye in mere seconds.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
So I'm going to show you one final one, but we're going to have to go back to the beginning of all of this. And so I'm going to just fast travel us back to the start.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure it should have respawned by now. And I'm going to talk through this last one because this one, I think Moxie detailed this before, but I didn't really get it. But it's kind of cool. And we did a giveaway today. I did a giveaway today of artifacts, and I gave this artifact away. It's the Spark Plug Deathless. And the Spark Plug When you slam the ground, it implants an electrified coil that does shock damage to nearby enemies. Cool.
Definitely.
That's strong in and of itself. So I'll show it to you. I'll show you how it works normally, and you can just see it. So I'm going to run it with a Bullet Buffet Old God. Like if you're running a takedown, especially the Guardian takedown, I love this artifact because it's great on the crystals. It strips shields like no other artifact in this game. You can just like run up, slam the ground, strip some shields, and it is ridiculous. Yeah, I'll run that. I'm gonna run my Bullet Buffet Old God. I am gonna do that. All right. So, come firing in here. Please tell me. Yes, they did. Okay. Further up, they loaded in.
Yeah, in case you
Sounds
haven't
like
noticed, one of my cats is saying hello to everybody. Up close and personal. Apologize for that.
they're cute. So, do you see how the shock damage is? It'll go after them. It'll strip their shields super fast. And it does constant damage, and it has AoE on it, so that's doing constant damage as well. So there's that. That's how that works.
Nice.
And again, if you're running, especially content like takedowns, that is a very, very strong artifact to run there. Again, you can run it with any shield. Now, hopefully these guys have respawned. They have. Nice. Okay. So now here's the weird interaction. I've put on a frozen snowshoe, which, by the way, heals you when you slide, not when you slam, even though it says slam. But or not slam. When your shield breaks the Nova? Drains all shield, deals Nova. Nova damage is returned as health. It's the slide Nova on this one. The frozen heart, it's the break Nova. So now watch this.
Mm-hmm. Making it hard to see what we're going to shoot at if I was shooting things. Making my screen shake.
There's nothing that...
I was going to say, there's nothing left to shoot at.
Nothing. I made ice cubes out of everything.
You did. Be perfect for a whiskey. Nice little whiskey ice cubes right here all hanging around.
So that's how that little interaction works. And Moxie showed it. I had never done it before today. Our friend Flowery Peak 4 from our Discord, this is like what he runs. This is his, like, he runs this all the time. And it's very strong, and having that 1 HP for whatever reason seems to be the way to go with it. The big shield and the 1 HP. And I'll have to try it on other low HP. The nice thing is the good news is we're getting the radiation damage. So all that damage is transferring across that spark plug, right? The cryo from the shield, the radiation from the anointment. And it just, I mean, it kills everything. Like everything.
Like everything like dead is what you're saying?
Like it just, I mean, it just, look at how dead everything is. Like nothing can survive.
Mm-mm. I'm actually having problems running through all the ice over here.
And you just
pretty fast again. This is just sliding, or is this the slamming, or how do you get this to
I'm just slamming. Again? I'm slamming. I'm not. I'm literally just running around the map, slamming, and everything dies. Let's do Chupacabrach. That'll be funny.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure that'll go well. This is probably gonna go badly for this guy.
Jeez. Not the hardest enemy in the world, but that's just fun. That's just fun right there.
Isn't that fun? It is fun,
Yeah,
actually.
that's good. I can
It's
see why
it's
people
pretty
run this.
fun. Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's a little cheesy, right? Because like it just, your whole screen just fills with ice all the time and just shakes violently. But then you come out of the pile of ice cubes and everything's dead, and it's like it's kind of funny. It's just kind of
Right.
funny. So, I mean, this. I guess my point is, I think the spark plug's overlooked, and it's strong. Even I like just running it in a deathless build without the frozen snowshoe. You don't have to run it with the frozen snow. Oh, I haven't unlocked this guy yet. Haha. This is a new tune this week. So
That's right, when you're new tunes. And so because it's a new tune, you don't necessarily have the modifiers, I forget what the guardian ranks, right? So the slam is
oh
happening
no,
because of the shield, or do you have the guardian ranks on this one that
I
allows
have
you
the guardian.
the
I have the
slam?
guardian ranks. I have the guardian ranks, yeah.
Okay.
Because those
Gotcha.
those are account wide,
Not tune specific.
right. It's account specific.
Because that's allowing you to do the slam, or does this particular shield allow you to get the slam no matter what?
No, you do have to have the guardian rank. But
Okay.
here's the funny thing, right? Like I can implant that thing all day. If there's no enemies around, nothing happens.